They already knew my hands, but my voice was still new. I sat a little farther away this time, close enough to be seen, far enough to let them choose. Pultu rested behind me, calm and steady. Jojo stayed near my shoulder, watching my face instead of them. I didn't reach out. I spoke, softly, slowly, not words meant to command, just sound meant to exist. The room listened. One tiny head lifted. Another followed. They didn't rush toward me. They tilted, like they were measuring something. I spoke again, the same tone, the same pace, letting the sound stay gentle and predictable. A step forward. Stop. I stayed still. Fear doesn't leave when you call it. It leaves when nothing bad happens afterward. I kept talking, about nothing important, about the light, about how brave they were. My voice stayed low. A place, not a request. Then it happened. One tiny body moved closer, not to my hand, not to my lap, to my voice. It sat just within the sound of me. I didn't change anything, didn't get louder, didn't lean in. I let the voice stay exactly where it was. Another followed, then another. Soon they weren't hiding behind towels anymore. They were sitting in front of me, listening. Not because they understood the words, because they understood the tone. Pultu exhaled behind me. Jojo blinked slowly, like he'd been waiting for this moment. That's when I realized trust doesn't only live in touch. Sometimes it lives in sound, in a voice that never rushes, never surprises, never disappears. That day, they didn't just come closer. They followed my voice, and that's how fear learned where safety sounds like. I didn't invite them closer. I just stayed. I sat on the floor like I had before. Same place, same posture, same calm. Pultu lay a few steps behind me, breathing slow. Jojo settled at my side, close enough to feel, far enough to choose. The room was quiet, not empty, settled. One tiny body yawned, another circled once, then twice. They weren't looking at my hands. They weren't listening for my voice. They were deciding where to rest. I stayed still, because sleep doesn't come when you ask for it. It comes when nothing feels dangerous anymore. One kitten curled up just beyond my knee, close, but not touching. I didn't react. Another followed, choosing the same distance. A third settled a little farther away, still within sight. Tiny bodies folded in on themselves, breath slowing one by one. No guarding, no flinching. Just rest. I felt it then, the shift. They weren't watching me anymore. They trusted that I would stay even while they slept. That's when I understood something important. Touch is trust. But sleep is belief. Belief that nothing bad will happen while you're not watching. Belief that the world will still be kind when your eyes are closed. Pultu sighed softly behind me. Jojo blinked slowly, already knowing. I didn't move until they did. Because that night, I wasn't just part of their day. I was part of their safety. Morning came softly. No cries, no panic. Just small movements behind me. I hadn't moved all night. Not because I was afraid, but because staying mattered. I felt it before I saw it. Tiny bodies shifting. A stretch. A pause. Then a sound. Not a cry. A question. I turned my head slowly. One kitten was sitting up, eyes wide but calm, looking straight at me. Not searching the room, not calling out. Looking for me. Another lifted its head and followed the same line of sight. Then another. They weren't scared, they were checking. I stayed still and spoke softly, just enough to let my voice exist. I'm here. That was all it took. The tension left their bodies immediately. One stood and took a few unsteady steps closer. Another followed. No rushing, no fear, just confirmation. Pultu lifted his head and settled again, satisfied. Jojo blinked slowly, tail flicking once. I didn't reach out. I didn't need to, because this wasn't about touch. This was about presence. They had slept. They had rested. And when they woke up, they didn't look for danger. They looked for me. That S, when it became clear, I wasn't just the one who rescued them anymore. I was the place they returned to after rest. And that's how you know bonding has turned into trust.